Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another season and another great game coming at you in Valhalla League. This is your boy Freaky G, and I'm sitting next to me on the co-cast here is Whooper. How you doing today, Whooper?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm looking forward to seeing some cracking games this night, man.
And a cracking game you're gonna have because it's Pteroductyls Thor Division coming up against Trash Pandas Thor Division, and this is supposed to be one of the best sets we're gonna see in Thor Division today. Are you ready for that?
I am 100% ready.
All right, well, nothing better to do then than to try and load into this game as soon as we're ready to do so. Until then, why don't we get a look at the... Oh, we're already in? Sorry, I'm not actually looking at the computer screen that tells you how good I'm doing today.
He's not excited, but he's not excited for it. His eyes are closed. He's not excited.
Mm-hmm. That's what I get for stepping away for a moment, so here we go.
Yeah. Okay, it looks like we're about a minute 14 seconds into this game. Obviously, the interesting thing I'm seeing straight off the bat, Freaky, is this Guan Yu support. That's what's instantly caught my eye here, straight off the bat.
Absolutely, and another great thing to point out with that Guan Yu support, we've got a triple frontline and dual mage DPS, so that means there's going to be a lot of damage coming out from this team on the back line, as well as a strong front line to help support that damage. And I think that's going to be a really good thing to see, but here we have an early look at a kill, maybe. Nope, he's going to go ahead and get right out of that, he said. Good dash from Reditasker, going to save his life. The light in the jungle.
Yeah, a really light player. I'm really interested to see. I've heard good things about him. You know, obviously want to see how this Trash Panda teams perform. Heard they have had some good moments in scrims, as I've seen a lot of Pteroductyls that they've been scrimming some of the most out of the teams. I think they've actually, my numbers say down here, they've actually scrimmed like 6 teams out of the whole collection here in Valhalla League. So they are one of the most active out of all the teams, which, you know, it can be a good thing. You don't want to show off your strats too early. You don't want to show off your picks. But then again, getting the games in, getting the chemistry and really can help in these kind of situations and this early on the season.
I think one of the things that makes me the most excited about both these teams in specific, though, is that almost all of these teams are new, have a lot of new names to them. Brariv in the solo lane for Pteroductyls, Griffin TM, Concept, being some new faces here. TheLight, I think, is a new name here. The Ashen Eclipse and Ziilla definitely are some new names. So a lot of new faces and a lot of new talent to scope out. Sobek, though, looking like he's in a little bit of trouble. He's going to get that tail whip off to save his life, though. And a pluck comes back, and he's going to throw back the support here. Guan Yu's in a little bit of trouble. Knock up, and an impale from Anher is going to be first blood at the 3-minute mark.
It's great play from Ziilla. They're creating that space, and a god like Guan Yu is going to struggle to get away without heading 5. Just creates that space with the tails whip, plucks him right into the area. There's no B, no ult, no dash from Guan Yu. Can't get away, locked down. Really good first blood off for Cawky, who hopefully really can start to push this lead.
And that's just another reason why Sobek is also just one of the best supports in the game right now. Really strong in lane. Once you think you got him, suddenly you're getting thrown back into the team that you were about to beat him in, and now you're the one in trouble. So another great pluck from Ziilla there.
One of the perfect supports for really aggressive players, but again, you do trade that initiation potential for that team fight like a pillars from Ganesh, like a Gebolt. You do trade that off, but then again, looking at the comp here, they really are looking to play off, you know, a Ziilla a Sobek pluck into a MPL, into the knockup from Muffin, into the stun from Light. It's a lot. It looks like a really good comp overall for me, just to get it all rolling.
Yeah, both of these comps show a lot of strength and a lot of potential into the late game as well. So this is one of those games that if it ends up going late, it could be a long one and a banger of a set if that's the case. Love starting off the season with these longer games.
That's exactly what I want to say. I want to see the 35-minute grinders, all towers down, 2 phoenixes down a piece, 5v5 smite. That's the smite that gets your bones going.
So looking at these teams, though, and knowing how strong these late games are going to be out of both of them, who do you think has the early in this set then so far?
I really am. I don't think maybe not the earlies the side I'd be coming from it. I think the Pteroductyl side has really good potential, but it needs to get up and going. It can't be allowing Guan Yu to slow down or so pace, or else there's going to be no peel. But as I say, that ult does come out from Guan Yu. That's what's the difference from that first fight and this fight. Hitting 5 is so important for Guan Yu, but we do just miss something over there and right, and it looks like Light's diving near tier 2, but he comes up fruitless.
And over in the right lane, it looks like there was a lot of damage put down onto the King Arthur here. Cullen putting in the work as well, but not without taking poke himself.
Yeah, getting that kill on solo lane is so good. Just to get that little bit of extra gold in your pocket, just getting towards that Gaia, getting towards your later stage items, just so you can become a tank and run through teams.
Both of these teams, though, opting to take it really pretty slow here. Only one kill each on the board at the 6-minute mark, but the ult comes out from Cullen just to clear that wave quickly. Looks like he's looking to make a back.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting, especially with the next patch and stuff like that. Cullen is getting that big nerf, and King Arthur as well, so it's really going to be interesting to see how the solo lane changes after this patch. But for right now, all we have to enjoy is Cullen and King Arthur in every solo lane game you have.
I have no issue with that. Love seeing both of these gods on the map. Fun gods to watch. Fun gods to watch, especially whenever the players behind them are just excellent at piloting them. We are seeing
definitely
a grouping over here on the right, though. Looks like both of these teams are going to get ready for these scorpions, maybe. Supports trying to find some pressure here. Sobek looking for a pluck. Not able to find that, though. Going to be able to just walk away.
Yeah, definitely. Something I really want to see come out of this team is, or one thing I'm kind of worried about actually with this Pteroductyls team. There's some CC, like we have Thoth stun, we have obviously Gilgamesh who can put a lot of pressure down, but there's not. I don't see a lot to protect that backline. Guan Yu isn't really the god you're going to go to protect backlines. He's the god that you're going to go to dive the backlines. That's the only problem I'm seeing here with this Pteroductyls team. But then again, if they get up and rolling and they can end fights before they even really get a chance to get going, then backliners aren't really going to have a problem with the damage.
Both Scorpions are going to fall here, though. Left side Scorpion, Gold Scorp, or Gorp, going to fall down to Trash Pandas, while Forp is going to fall down to Pteroductyls.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Seeing Soul take a really early damage. Soul has really, with the meta and the way things are going right now, really rose to prominence. And when she's played well, when she's in the hands of someone very capable, in which I think Octee has proved. He's proved in a lot of scrims and a lot of scouting games that he's the business and he can really drop it on them. He already has a level lead, even though Cawky got the first blood. So it kind of shows, just, he's getting that little bit of extra XP around the map. Maybe he's freezing a wave or two, or just getting a hold of something and just stretching that lead onto Cawky. But Cawky needs to make sure, I think he's about half a level behind right now. He just needs to make sure he doesn't get too far behind and take his chances when they come. As we see Gilgamesh blink on the left-hand lane there under tower, nothing really comes out from it.
Yeah, and the ultimate's going to come out. Sorry, I had to step away from there for a minute. Sorry to interrupt you, but Griffin's going to tank tower there, and it's an easy kill in the duo lane on her. 3 left,
yeah, that lead for Octee's just going to start stretching if he just gets killed like that. Not a lot of vision up towards the top left-hand side for Trash Pandas. I feel like with the comp they have the aggression with Ratatoskr, with Sobek. They really need to start playing off that and start really get rolling. Or else they're just going to get caught the wayside with Thoth, Soul, Gilgamesh, King Arthur late game. It's going to be really difficult to try and get.
Getting caught, they might, or not. Looks like they were unable to make that rotation, but there's the power of Soul right there in the hands of Octee. Getting that tier 1 pre-10 minutes after that kill on her, just showing the capabilities of that god and her ability to push the lane. But now in mid, it's the Guan Yu ult that's going to come out after Griffin. He kind of walked away after that jump, wasn't really sure what he wanted to do there, so the Guan Yu ult's going to come out for nothing, and now the re-engage is on. The slow's going to come out on her, and they're going to also throw the ult out from Cawky, and now he's in a position to just walk away after that. So a lot of aggression from both sides for nothing.
Missed off ult for nothing really. Almost a win for both either sides. 2 ults used on either side. Cocky ult used and the from above used from Ratatosker. Octee does need to be a bit careful. Ziilla is chasing. Beautiful
good
blink
beats.
plug.
Still amazing.
Great blink plug, but even better beats. Although the information, well, the comms will hopefully come out there that beats are down. We need to get over to this left-hand side lane. Light needs to be rolling over here. As soon as the Soul's beats are down, you really need to put a stop to this. Cocky's already a level. I think he's a level, about 3/4 of a level behind. He needs to. Light needs to look at it and be like, okay, Soul lane's doing okay. You know, he's got a kill behind, but it needs to happen with this dual lane pressure, Freaky. I just don't see how Trash Pandas are just ignoring like this happening.
I don't really feel like they're ignoring it so much as they're just respecting the pressure that's coming out from the Soul pick here. Even Onher's going to have struggles with that. The 3 makes it to where she can immune through the ultimate, but there's an ultimate in the middle of the lane though, and that's going to be TheLight being able to get out now. An ultimate from the support doesn't really hit anybody, misses the dash as well. But the pluck back onto ImAbrasive is going to put him in a bad situation. Heal's going to come out. Gilgamesh is going to drop kick to save his support. He gets stunned down, but that's going to be enough damage from TheLight. And there's the solo laner making his appearance. King A is going to put someone up in the ult. It's TheLight. Octee rotates into the mid lane as well and finds a kill onto Ashen Eclipse. Now the Ratatasker's up into the air. Lands onto Octee as he comes out of the disapparate. And dashes away from the Gilgamesh drop kick. Griffin, really low right now, is going to have to get out of here. And it's a 2-for-2 trade. Support and carry for jungle and mid. Pteroductyls, though, come out of that fight, in my opinion, ahead.
Yeah, definitely on top. Just want to point out the perfect timing from Light on that jump onto the Soul. Really, really well timed. Like, I am talking frame for frame, perfectly timed on top of that Soul's head. But again, you're swapping as you said, Freaky, and we're swapping a support and a jungler for... support and a mid laner for a jungler and a mid laner. It's just not really, in the favor. It's good to see Trash Pandas maybe trying to make a look for being more aggressive and trying to push the issue, but then again, it's kind of stuttering over and over again. They maybe just should get the one and back off. Maybe it's a little bit of greed, a little bit of bloodlust flowing through their veins, wanting to get more, but it's just not going to help. When they know they're behind, you want to try and make up the difference. They actually do have a gold lead, but I do think they are lacking in a bit of XP. We do see Cocky ahead. We do see Muffin ahead. It just needs to be a little bit more. Need to be forcing invades, forcing camp steals. Just really pushing the issue onto Pteroductyls, not letting them get that engine going.
And as we look at the XP and gold difference, we see here that nothing has really changed even after that fight. There was a slight lead on the side of Pteroductyls. The gold lead's still always staying in favor, but the gold starts to swing as some of these camps start to come down. Trash Panda's holding on to a slight golden XP lead, but not by very much. Now they're going to start grouping back into this mid lane, it looks like. Or maybe not. Guan's actually rotating over to the left right now, but not without Ratatasker, none the wiser. Sobek
Needs to go down there from Soul.
is alone, and Octee's going to find a kill, but not without that ultimate coming down. But a good response from the support of Pteroductyls is going to save his carry, and a pluck also going to get caught by the support. ImAbrasive is not just being a support here; he is the meat shield that is doing the most. And now TheLight in the back is actually getting caught out on his own. Good ult from Griffin TM is going to help catch that kill, and now the aggression's being completely turned around. Ashen Eclipse has to use the ultimate there to guarantee his escape, and even though he gets caught in that ultimate, Pteroductyls know that the situation that they're in is the best position to be in for a Gold Fury, and that's exactly where they're going to go. Trash Pandas are going to rotate to make sure that they can at least stop this. Kakolan a little bit behind here. The pull is looking good, and up into the air goes Ashen Eclipse. Gold Fury does go down, but Pteroductyls are going to be the ones to get it, but not without what looks like Octee going to be going down, maybe? Yeah, eventually. Ziilla is going to get the kill there. And now, Brariv in a little bit of trouble, but how much trouble can you be in if you're a King Arthur? He is going to get chased down over to the dual lane. He is taking a lot of damage. Good catch from the Kakolan is going to keep him from dashing out. He's just trying to stay alive under this tier 2. It's probably only a matter of time now, and GettinCawky will get the last hit. trading out their
Yeah.
solo, trading out everyone for a Gold Fury. I'm not sure if that was absolutely worth it in the face of Pteroductyls.
Yeah, definitely not freaky. Great turnaround. It's good to see that, Trash Pandas still have that fight after. Usually the head can drop down after losing that gold fury, but seeing that you've lost gold fury and go, let's just go straight at them. Octee's low. They take care of Octee. They get both his relics off the table. They have the potential for this next fight to swing even further in this way. But you have to think, if Pteroductyls just drop that objective and fight, maybe it's a lot simpler. Again, they nearly had the steal potential with the Sobek ult. It was so. I honestly think it was like maybe a little bit of HP in difference. But then it's good to see Trash Pandas come back, still keeping on to that slight gold lead. But I just need to see more from Concept. I'm not seeing enough. I don't feel like the damage is coming out from him. He's sitting in the mid pack. This is the problem I think I see with Thoth and Aphrodite, is only if they get really ahead, they're pumping those high consistent numbers. Like a Giannis or like a Ziilla or like a Raijin could. But then again, maybe it's the team comp, maybe it's the style of play. You see Ashen kissing on to Ziilla quite a lot, staying very close, using that old immunity. Maybe you'd like to see it on light, just so we can get in and out of fights a bit more. But one question I do want to ask you, Freaky, is you see the support difference here now. You see the Pesty coming out, you see the Valor coming out from Guan Yu. How do you really think that's going to play in late? I know with Guan, typically a
Guan Yu really
solo laner.
Yeah, Guan Yu's really going to benefit from those early cooldowns. It's really why he's going for that. Prudwin would also have been a valuable option, in my opinion. If I was in his position, I would have win it. But I totally understand the need and want for breastplate there. And so him going those extra fizz prots, it's going to help him with the Ratatasker. And if he gets plucked back, it's going to help him with a little bit of that on-her damage. But there's a gank over into solo. He's just going to kick him back under tower, though. Not really the best gank in the world.
Yeah, put him right back in his place, kind of show face almost, just so DeputyMoofin doesn't get too ahead of himself and start pushing lane over and over again, as we do see a big fight come here. Octee is plucked away. ImAbrasive kind of in the middle of nowhere, so Beckle does go down. Sunder is down. Desert Fury does come low. He should be able to fall, but Rat does go up. He gets just away from Octee. Hopefully he'll be able to get away here. King Arthur does slam into the backline, but is hit by the stun. Knocked up. Tail Whip does come out. Arthur does manage to grab onto Eclipse's life, but we do have DeputyMoofin here, creating space, keeping the damage away from this Arthur, or from the rest of his team. Nothing really, things that kind of fizzles out.
Support from mid traded there though, and it looks like they're going to look at taking this tier 1 because Soul is present, but here comes DeputyMoofin doing damage to Octee. The Disapparate finally is going to go off, but the chase is still on. Pluck back onto ImAbrasive, and then another Impale might actually have saved his life. Not quite. Yes, King A is going to be able to get out. I called it ImAbrasive. I'm sorry, that is Brariv that got plucked back.
That's okay. Don't worry. It's not milliseconds away. You have to wonder. Ashen does dying. This Guan Yu with it's a strange thing. You have an Aphrodite in our team, you have a Sobek, you have the guy on the Kakula, and you don't really think anti-heal is really the option here. I know Thoth has it. You see a beat stick and a late fighter's mask coming out of the Gilgamesh, which is quite interesting to see because all the options he has, he has Iron Dye, he has Jotuns and stuff like that for cooldown. Fighter mask only really offers you 40 power, which I see the solo laner starting a lot now in my ranked games, but your third, fourth item as a Gilgamesh. Any thoughts on that, Freaky?
Yeah, it's a very strange pickup. I think I kind of understand it. It's 1,200 gold for 40 power. It's pretty cheap. It's a good bridge item for a jungler, I guess, but it's not the bridge item I would have thought to go. I think on a Gilgamesh, I probably would have rather had seen him do something like, for a little bit more gold, just go into a stone cutting sword, or maybe even just
really pump
something
numbers
cheap.
on him.
Yeah, something cheap but not as cheap. But I totally understand it. That 40 power is going to benefit, and since he went tank boots instead of going power boots in the jungle, he's going to benefit from a little more defense and get a little more power out of something else for a little less gold. Because Warrior Tabby obviously offers 40 power just the same, so he's just trying to make up for that lack of power he didn't get in the early game. Here comes a rattle onto Guan Yu, and the pluck back is going to throw him into quite a bit of damage, but the damage is actually on Ashen Eclipse, who has to use the ultimate, and Concept's going to land a beautiful ultimate on Ashen Eclipse to take him out. GettinCawky goes up into the air with King Arthur. Gilgamesh is going to go down onto a lot of members. GettinCawky's going to find a kill, but go down himself now, and Brariv is going to find Ziilla. Cucullin on top of Concept. You can't get away from me, he said, and he's going to find that kill. And there's a lot of dead teammates on the map right now, and a lot of low health bars as well, as Bariv's going to peel for his jungler to make sure he gets out alive. 3 for 2. Doesn't look like anyone's going for any objectives, though, after the amount of health that was lost on all the teams there.
Yeah, definitely. Both solo laners here, Freaky, looking like an absolute force. Both diving the backlines, both getting exactly what they want from each of those fights. The backliners. I think in that exchange there, Muffin does come up a little bit more successful. But huge ult from Octee as well, and King Arthur doing his things in both of their backlines, which... You know, we have to think, where does the damage come from? Ashen's getting picked so early in every single one of these fights. He needs to use that ult for survival. He didn't even use the ult. As gold just does go to trash Pandas. Good seeing the opportunity and seizing it while they can. But it's just Ashen really needs to stay forward. As we see, Arthur missed this ult here. Does call it in the middle of nowhere. Knockout from Cucullin, but Guan Yu does use the horse to ride in, see what he can get done. Not a lot seems to be coming from the fight. They were kind of disengaging. Not really what you want to see. Using 2 ults for nothing. Although Ashen did use his ult there. I do apologize.
It's an ult trade in the mid lane as the next objective is getting looked at. Gonna pick up that Scorpion real quick as Pyromancer gets looked at. Really good play from Trash Pandas, recognizing that they still had the numbers advantage, so they went for the Gold Fury, excuse me. But it's Ratatasker in the air as this Pyromancer gets looked at. Good stun from Light is gonna make his job very difficult as Concept goes down. Ashen Eclipse gonna finally find him another kill. Very much later on, Octee gonna drop the ultimate, trying to get away from this Cucullin, who just sticks onto her. Ashen Eclipse gonna find the kill with the back off though, as he gets the root. Ultimate's gonna come out, and ImAbrasive, no, Brariv, I keep getting the names mixed up, but it doesn't matter. So much damage onto DeputyMoofin, and it's only ImAbrasive that's gonna stay alive after that team fight. And TheLight, the main primary engager in these fights, looking really clean on this Ratatasker. His Fire Giant's going to start getting pulled.
Yeah, definitely. The scoreline might not reflect it, but he's engaging where he needs to right now. Also, I want to point out, DeputyMoofin is the battering ram. The absolute raccoon hoking through all the bins for the Trash Pandas here. Absolutely tearing through the Pteroductyls, sending them back to the Jurassic period.
You did not. You did. Okay. Well, we've got a pun wizard on cast here, guys.
I was about to play part of that one. I'll be honest.
It was good. I'll give you that one. There's in a world between cringe and not, you know, that one was wavering on the line, sir.
It was on the border. It was on the border.
Y'all didn't hear that one, but it was from production, and I'm gonna tell you, it was pretty funny. I'm sorry, guys.
They're in our ear.
We don't share those notes here, but anyways, team's gonna spread out, and Pteroductyls gonna start looking for farm on the map after losing that fight pretty handily, and I'm gonna assume they're gonna be looking for defense. But one thing I always say, if you ever want to look at where the leads are, you want to check you want to know when a team's behind. Just look at supports. 14, there's 17. It's a 3-level difference, and Sobek already upgrading his starter item to Compassion, and I think that's going to be a huge difference in these team fights for them now. You already had a lead going, but now your support's going to be taking quite a bit of damage for you in that backline when the initial dive starts, or whenever you start diving, I should say. That's going to make this defense very difficult for them. I am tripping over my words. As it looks like Pteroductyls actually know that. They're going to go ahead and just give up the tier 2 and left with the knowledge that they're not going to be able to defend that without really losing too much there.
Yeah, I think the call is, I think Octee's still off on Aegis, obviously. Ollie does have the 3 for the immunity in his kit. I think at this point, FG's up, you know, don't throw, there is the potential if they try and defend a tier 2, 2 of them get taken. At least a bird or 2 is going down. At this point, I think it's good from Pteroductyls to say, okay, we had a lead bit earlier, we kind of threw it away. They are quite a bit of gold now behind. Great pushing the lead from Trash Pandas, exactly what we said they should do with this kind of comp. But it's again, just not get caught. Let's consolidate. Dot your I's, cross your T's, take birds, take towers, or take towers, then get to the birds. That's really thing. I don't really know why they're stepping off here. They still have FG. You know, I'd really take the look to take the fight with FG. I don't know why they're playing so scared. It really could end up costing them, Freaky.
Waiting that on that wave and that ultimate. That's why they're playing safe. Is Pteroductyls put up a soft defense, and as Ratatasker goes up into the air, they're finally gonna be able to get that tier 2. Good play from Trash Pandas, just using that zoning capability, but they're not done yet. Here comes Pteroductyls with the ImAbrasive with the ultimate. And that's a 4-man knock up in the back line, but a drop kick away. Good dash from Concept, but it's not going to matter. Octee immediately gets deleted, and following behind him, DeputyMoofin's going to pick up Griffin, and GettinCawky's going to finally get ImAbrasive, the initiator in that fight. And now they're going to look for the bird, but not without losing their solo laner in that fight.
Yeah, they definitely could be even looking for
they're
the
going to be
game
able
here.
to get that goal, or that Phoenix. Ooh, you hear me, but you can't hear how bad it is on my end. I am really tripping over my words today, everybody. Good beats from Concept is going to keep him alive, but at this point, I'm not sure how much more they can do. Concept's going to finally kill that jungler that's been causing him so many problems, and an ultimate from Brariv is also going to help them keep them off this Titan. Not going to do a whole lot of damage, but they're just going to turn their attention to mid Phoenix, realizing that Titan not really going to be the call here.
Yeah, definitely get the birds, force the issue, but I think Light was maybe caught a bit too far forward there. He is putting a very good performance in as of the game one. Obviously, I'm looking forward. This game isn't a one-sided affair. It's, you know, each team could really do with coming back, or especially for Tero. Concept there, getting a few kills, maybe saving the game potentially for his team if he doesn't get those kills or gets picked. But we see Primal Fury getting picked up from Trash. What I'd like to see them do now, back, get their wards. I'm not seeing a lot of wards on the map. It really frustrates me when I see teams not take advantage of that pressure and use that vision. I see a lot of good teams do it, but a lot of the teams that don't really do it don't really get the wards off, and it really can hurt them in that late game.
Looks like they're getting ready to apply that pressure. They're all making their backs now after getting that mid and right Phoenix there. They're gonna back. They're gonna get their wards. They're gonna set up. They have all their aggressive wards placed right now. If you look over there on the left side jungle, at least, time to start resetting.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. You can see that here. Especially, I'd just like to point out again, Freaky, that DeputyMoofin is absolutely body. Like, let's not give it to Brariv. He's played really, really well this set. But I just think team fight wise, this Cullen, with the Pred win up, with the Bluestone fully maxed. Don't know why Arthur hasn't bought that upgraded Bluestone here. It's really making a difference. It's really letting DeputyMoofin get deep into those backlines, especially with the health and the regen from that Aphrodite. Really does just push them up to that next level.
It's definitely going to be a gold issue at the point he's at. He's just not got the gold to finish that starter item up. Fire Giant's going to go down though. Trash Pandas once again, and looks like they're going to reset one more time. Just playing it safe. They know they have a massive lead and they want to keep a hold of it. But with all these teams hitting level 20, Pteroductyls could take this defense in stride if they play it correctly.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Trash Pandas maybe wait. I know it can mean a lot, change a lot in a game. Wait a minute and a half for that EFG. It makes everything a whole lot easier in a team fight with the regen, with the power boost that it does give. But then again, you really don't want to risk it. You can't risk a soul ult coming over the wall. You can't risk a Thoth ult coming over the wall. You really don't want to risk it. But then again, risk versus reward. They had the ward. If they had the wards deeper in that right side jungle, they would have been able to get it.
Well, grouping up on the left side is Pteroductyls. Trash Pandas is going to start making their backs. Time for defense of the left side Phoenix, while Fire Minions push down mid and right. Trying to find out who the initial engagement is going to be on. Most likely this Ratatasker, who's been facilitating this front line very well. Also has pretty decent build for it, but no, it's not going to be him. It's going to be DeputyMoofin taking the tower up into the air. Goes Ratatasker. Concept finds an early kill though. Ashen Eclipse going to go down early, but ImAbrasive is going to fall in tandem right behind, and it's a shutdown onto GettinCawky from Brariv, and the defense is good from Pteroductyls, and this is what I was talking about, where they could find a way to win this defense. They let them get back to level 20. A good turnaround from Ziilla or a good turnaround from Ratatasker is going to help Ziilla get a kill there, but now he's looking pretty worse for wear. No dash to get him out. Light's going to be able to escape. He's going to be able to take quite a bit of damage, but it's only a matter of time before he finally falls, and Octee going to get the kill. Light, only man left alive there.
Yeah, definitely. What a fight, Freaky. Great. Exactly what we were saying. That's what we want to happen is the defense coming out from Pteroductyls. That late game kind of power creep has got up now. They've got the Soul online. They've got the Thoth online. Again, you don't really see that damage coming out from the Afro, but you do see it coming out from the Soul, the Thoth. Even though they're about similar in the damage numbers, I think most of Thoth's damage was actually from that last fight, dropping them almost like as he's meant to be built and as he's meant to be played, an artillery mage firing from that backline, and somehow Pteroductyls, with the little peel they have, are managed to keep him alive long enough to drop the numbers onto Trash Pandas and turn it, even though they had fire. But you have to ask yourself, Freaky, you have to ask, Trash Pandas need to ask themselves, if we waited that minute and a half for EFG, if we had the deep wards, would it be changed? Would we have had that little bit of extra survivability to finish that game?
It's a tough question because it looked like the main reason why Pteroductyls were able to win that fight was just being able to push them out. Even with Ratatasker up in the air and the threat of an ultimate onto the backline, he realized he had to jump in and help his front line because they were just getting burned down so quickly, not able to get into the Phoenix, and Fire Giant sustain isn't going to help you against massive amounts of burst, and that's exactly what happened. Ashen Eclipse just sitting in the wrong spot there for a moment. No relics, no ultimate ready to go. Or maybe he did have ultimate and just wasn't able to get it off. Gets caught by an ultimate by Concept, and that's their main source of healing right there. The only thing that's really sustaining their front line or their back line, whatever he's attaching himself to. And then right after that, GettinCawky just follows up right behind him. But Trash Pandas, they're undeterred. They're going to go ahead and look towards left again, and they're going to push this left side Phoenix a second time. And I guess that's kind of how you do it, right? Yeah, if at first you don't succeed, beat your head against a brick wall until it breaks.
Yeah, exactly, Freaky. Interesting to see from this, from Soul, there is no anti-heal built on Soul, there is no anti-heal built on King Arthur. I know it's not great to have anti-heal on every single person, but I know another caster, one of them, I would love to see more anti-heal on this Pteroductyls team.
And who would that be?
I can't, his name escapes me. His name escapes me, Freaky. His name escapes me, Freaky.
I don't know why, but I just feel like I'm hearing this certain caster in my head right now as you talk about him.
It's almost like an echo.
As Trash Pandas grouping around Fire Giant one more time, mid and left Phoenix are still up for Pteroductyls. Right Phoenix is down, but that's the best Phoenix to have down if you're in this situation. They're going to be able to easily keep this lane pushed up while they try to defend this enhanced Fire Giant. And it looks like Pteroductyls know if this Fire Giant goes down, it's likely the end of the game. Is up into the air goes Light, looking for a target to land on. Gonna use that last branch. Brariv landing somewhere. Octee gonna use the separate. Looks like it was good for him. ImAbrasive trying to get some damage down, but over in the back line, it's not him that you have to worry about. It's the Cucullin as Octee almost dead, and finally going to go down. DeputyMoofin, though, takes a ton of damage trying to find that kill. Concept's going to be able to get that damage into the back line to find DeputyMoofin, but following in suit is Brariv, and that's two members of Pteroductyls down in an attempt to defend Fire Giant, and they're going to have to back off here.
It's great play from Ziilla there. If you just see there, the amount of space that he creates for Ashen there, it's really what he needs to do in these fights. Create that space, let him get his abilities off. But I also just want to point out Muffin there, absolutely beelining towards the front line of Pteroductyls, just saying, get out of my way, I have places to be. As we see Light go in here again, gets the beads off Concept. He did get the Aegis from the ult as well. Ziilla just bearing down on Pteroductyls. They smell blood, hopefully. Hopefully they can pull off the siege this time.
And, you know, that's something that just I have a lot of respect for someone who plays the game like that. Because Ratatasker goes up into the air. I'll bring that back up in a moment. ImAbrasive gonna get knocked up, gonna catch a stun. Good good kiss from Afro though, gonna get him healed back up just to make sure he's good for the next engagement. Because he's actually gonna be the tank here for this Phoenix. Minions
Yeah,
gonna follow them over into the mid lane though.
Pteroductyls are getting really split up here, but we see the abrasive blink in. The horse does come out. Let's see what happens here. Gets a double stun. Big ult from Thor. Light is hit. They are brought down low, but I think the sustain from EFG might just keep them along a little bit larger. Sands and Ganesh do go down. Solo doesn't really connect with much, but Gilgamesh does jump into the back. Ashen manages to pick him up, manages to stay alive. Not a lot happening here from the Ptero side. It's all coming from Trash Pandas. DeputyMoofin's here, and he is to be feared. The ult does come out, hopefully. Yep, Cawky does manage to grab onto Brariv there. It's one man against the world here. He defended
Absolutely.
last time, but I just don't think he has it here. Minions are flooding into the base. The Pteroductyls have had their wings cut underneath them, and it's by the deputy. This game,
And with no
it's
beads on
absolutely
concept, he is
dominant
slowly
display.
gonna fall down as game one goes the way of Trash Pandas. Not so handily, but still pretty clean for the most part. And I was gonna mention it earlier, DeputyMoofin. I have a lot of respect for the way he was playing that late game. He realized the only way he was going to be able to create space for his team was to sacrifice his life in insurance of a kill. He targeted the main source of damage coming from that team, that being Octee. He finishes the game 6, 7, and 5, unfortunately for him. But that's just how the game goes when it comes down to that. Really good play from both of those teams. I love the way they tried to manage that. And again, just DeputyMoofin, the way he realized that. And as soon as he comes back off of respawn, sure, Pteroductyls put up one last stand for themselves. They find a kill onto Light, who had no ultimate to get out, who had most of his kit down, I believe, actually. Uh, Ended up finding Light in that fight, but as soon as Light comes in, here comes the tag team champion, uh, DeputyMoofin, just sliding right in and
Yeah,
finding his
definitely. Just
backline
the
all
amount of
over
success
again.
he found as well, just constantly. They didn't. There was no. That's what I said, alluding to the Pteroductyls team not having enough peel. If they have a Ganesh, if they have a Geb, if they have a emoji, you're able to stop something like that. But with a Guan Yu, there's not a lot. We've seen the Guan Yu come out a lot, but it was only hitting the backline. DeputyMoofin didn't care about that. He didn't care about his backline because his job was to kill their backline. And he succeeded in a lot of that time. Sometimes he was just going forward. Yeah, he knew he was going to die, but it was just to create that space for people like Cawky popping off that game 9 and 3-9. I think at the end there to make the difference. Octee and Octee, I'm going to bring it back to him. Played a great game. I just don't think Guan Yu's the pick. I think it needs to be changed next game. I just don't think there's enough peel. There's enough survivability. Yeah, you have the heal, but it's not what it could be. I think as we do go, we're diving into game 2 here, hopefully soon. But Freaky, what do you want to see come different from the Pteroductyls draft to maybe get their wings flapping again?
Less of that for one. And next, I have to say I agree with you for sure. The Guan Yu definitely needs to be changed. I really like the King Arthur in that game. It looked like he was just doing an excellent job in the mid game, and unfortunately, the rest of his team was falling apart. So he was really unable to continue to just do what he does best, and that's run it down into a back line. And with the lack of peel coming from the Guan Yu, the only source of peel you're going to have from that is a pretty decent ultimate and a slight slow on his two. Not slight, it's a 40%, so it's still a decent slow, but it's just a slow in the end of the day, and I don't think Cullen's too worried about that when he can dash at your back line. So yeah, the Guan Yu I think just is the biggest thing in my eyes, and that team for the Pteroductyls that needs to change. Take the Guan Yu out, replace it with a traditional Guardian, something that can match or at least uphold to the pressure of a Sobek. If Guan Yu doesn't get ahead in support, he will never be as good as an actual support. If he gets ahead, he's ruthless, gruesome, awful to deal with. He's impossible to get away from. You almost feel like you're overwhelmed by the presence of Guan Yu when he actually has a lead. But when Guan Yu doesn't have a lead and in support, he falls apart very quickly and becomes an easy target for you to pick off.
Yeah. I think we'll
Let's
sit and
do.
watch these picks and bans here just to
Yeah,
see what. Hopefully they do
I
change.
agree.
Hopefully what bans come out. As we see that Octee, yeah, we see Soul getting picked up for the Pteroductyls again. Soulbeck getting picked up for Ziilla, one of his key picks. Did great on it the first game. Maybe we'd like to see Ashen here on. Aphrodite was really, really good. But that's surely a priority pick. I don't know. I don't know what was going through Pteroductyl's heads and just says, what was the problem last game? Yes, it was three gods that we didn't play against. You need to be banning gods you're playing against. You need to be banning. We've seen what DeputyMoofin did last game. I don't really know why you'd let it through again.
I
It's
do
it's
think
kind
it's.
of a
I
fumble.
do. I do think it's okay to put a little respect on some of the meta picks. You know what they can play, and sometimes it's fine to just go ahead and take your draft and say, okay, let's keep banning the meta, but let's find a way to get these picks that we played against. Let's try to counter these picks in our draft instead of trying to counter them in bans sometimes, because there just really are some picks right now that are just so strong you can't let them through, and you're not willing to see what that player is capable of on something stronger. Ashen Eclipse playing Afro probably meant that he didn't get a pick that he want, and from knowing Ashen Eclipse, Afro's actually one of his biggest comfort picks, so I can see why he immediately drifted to that pick as the
Yeah, the
lock-ins are
exact
coming
same
through.
goes for Zilla. I know Zilla very well. Loves the throwback, loves getting in there, loves creating space, knows how to play the game well, knows how to peel for his teammates. Again, and her getting picked up again for Cocky. Again, that's the dueling you want to see. Maybe you want to see maybe that Soul flexes in the mid lane. Maybe you get a Jing Wei to counter Soulback pluck. Then again, it's just hopefully we see that Cerberus in that Guardian or in that support slot does offer a lot more if you can hit the skill shot with the one. Maybe not as much peel as you'd want from like a Geb, a Ganesh with the silence, with the knock up and the pillars. But then again, it's a lot more than Guan Yu was offering, as the respect band does come out there from a Pteroductyls for the Aphrodite.
Very smart, I think. You already took the Tiamat away from him. Potential set mid is definitely off the table. So why don't you go ahead and take him off of a comfort pick now that you know that he hasn't selected it early? Smart from them, and something I can really appreciate. Second round of your ban phase definitely is a good place to start putting those respect bans down. Looks like Trash Pandas are taking quite a bit of time though to figure out what their next ban is going to be. Really thinking about it. They got a good group of bans here. It mostly seems like they're targeted against the mid lane though. It's Chiron, Giannis, Scylla, and Morrigan. So they're trying to make sure Concept doesn't have the same kind of presence out of the mid. Not a lot of mages left after that, though. Tsukiyomi finally going to be the ban that is going to get picked up by Trash Pandas, followed quickly by Discordia. So they're definitely trying to keep Ashen Eclipse uncomfortable right now.
Yeah, six mages banned in this ban phase. It's a lot of mages, a lot more than you think it would. No Nemesis ban, none of the other, not even the what do you call it? The like Colin Arthur still got through. Sorry, like the Thoth wasn't. Not the Thoth. Sorry, I'm fumbling over my words here as I speak. And some of the other performers in the last game for Trash Pandas, like sorry, I'm absolutely like the Ratatosker. Sorry, that's what I'm trying to get to. Jesus, the Ratatosker with the pressure, even when he went up in the ult, got him a free tower, and it's just picked the Caster's Curse, as I just say. Um, Great pick again. Just run it back. If they're not, they haven't banned a single play god they lost to last
I,
game, and they're
I
just
mean,
saying, okay, we're gonna do it again.
yeah, I mean, look at the draft here, and you just there's nothing to say about it. You gave him the same team twice. Almost. The only thing that we're not going to see is that Afro is Hoyi is going to get hovered right now. Looking at a potential, still kind of a mid carry kind of flex right now. You're not really sure which one of these is going where, but I would imagine we're going to see the Soul go mid. And that means that Morgan ban was possibly for naught, as I still buffs who is coming in for this game in place of oh crap, who was it that played last game? Who are we missing right
I'm
now?
abrasive.
I'm abrasive. Yeah, I'm abrasive is going to be stepping in. That means it's So Thanatos is going to be picked up, and Huyi is going to be the lock in there for Pteroductyls, and they're going to take that either into mid or duo. I imagine duo as Nox gets picked up by Ziilla. I've seen a lot of Nox support in recent times. I have not seen a lot of Nox mid.
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see. Different dynamic to Aphrodite. Again, the mobility's not right there. Or a little bit more mobility coming from the Nox. Again, it has the silence. Really good CC from all around from the red team. A lot more what I like to see is a lot more CC coming out from the Pteroductyls. They have the Hoi stun. Silence from Thanatos. They execute obviously the best CC is death. Um, and Cerberus with the knock-up and as one. You know, all CC that can chain up, help you hit those big soul ults, help you hit those fan ults, you know, stuff that really does, it adds up over time. I can really see Pteroductyls wanting to stall out fights, hitting the scythe, hitting a soul too, and just pushing Trash Pandas back, and back. I can see the light actually not having fun this game against the Thanatos with just the ability just to get silence. Rat has nowhere to go. Hit with a scythe. It doesn't spell very much good for him after that.
Well, and here we are going into game 2, and it's immediately paused. Well, I agree. I think there's a lot of oh, we're gonna fast forward. Ooh, we're going real far.
Into the future.
got the zoomies for a minute there.
Yeah, I'd just
SWK
like to
is,
report everyone for speed hacking. I think this is what's going on right now.
and something that immediately stands out to me is the starts. I just throwing this out there. Concept and Griffin TM both have opted for the Mannequin Scepter start. Is that Mannequin Scepter or Mannequin Mace? Please help me out here. Okay.
Scepter.
Yeah, Mannequin Scepter. Yeah, Mannequin Scepter start. And I don't know if anyone else has done any playtesting with it, but have you ever seen a Thanatos with a Mannequin's hidden dagger?
I mean, I have played it a few
I hope
times.
so.
It is quite fun. But again, the one thing I wanted to do is the mannequins on Soul, you know, I'd like to really see, you like to see Souls going almost like a mage, like almost those Sands of Time kind of builds. Again, it can work, obviously, with a lead. Any god can work, any build really pushes on its focus. But mannequins on Soul, can't really see it having the best outcome against the Nox. You want that Sands of Time, you want to be poking a Nox constantly, get her out of lane, keep her out of your mind. But again, it just depends how it all goes. You know, the attack speed slow that comes with Mannequin Mace could be a bit effective when you're against or trying to box Cawky, or when you're just trying to get in their face, as a Thanatos does really want to do. Hit those autos, get that stim off with the 2.
Well,
Watch out!
so with ImAbrasive out of the game, it's Ice Steel Buffs that's going to be taking over in game 2 in the solo lane, and Brariv going to take his report from the solo lane and come over to support for this game. Going to see if maybe this is the way they want to play it out, figure out if this is the way, if they figure out if this is the team that's going to win this set for them. There's quite a bit of pressure over here in duo lane for Pteroductyls, surprisingly.
Yeah, it's always good. Obviously, Pteroductyls seen what they need last game. Again, we're early on in the season. Things need to be tried out. Things need to be tested. And obviously, they'd seen something maybe wasn't working in that first game. Like, okay, let's try this. It's good to change things, not just run it back. But that's exactly what Trash Pandas have done. They went, okay, we had a bit of an iffy early game. It kind of went their way, our way a bit. And then we just went, DeputyMoofin put on his deputy hat and went, right, let's win this game. And they exactly what they did. As we see, buffs coming near this
Buffs,
blue buff here.
Hovering around the blue buff, his jungle is here, and it looks like we're going to see a 2v2 early on as DeputyMoofin's going to be the one that goes on to Thanatos. Good silence is going to make it very difficult for him to get out, and the first blood goes to the Cucullin in the solo lane onto the Thanatos. So much for a blue buff invade.
I know, I don't really see where, like, with Wukong, sometimes the steal's a good potential. I wouldn't really say the invade would be on for them there. Maybe just get your own blue buff. That's what I would say for the Wukong, you know, make sure that's down, make sure you don't have the potential for if they literally what Light could have done there was just stick with his soul lane and go, okay, let's go get their blue. There's no pressure here.
Well, I mean, I feel like that entire scenario doesn't play out as good as it does if not for the beautiful rotation from Ash and Eclipse, just helping confirm that kill.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
silence almost pinning him in, forcing him to go forward when he doesn't want to. But
Oh,
you see
hold
Griffin
on.
come over
Thanatos
right
is back,
here.
and here comes the blink, but he misses the initial scythe. He's raging right now, dude. He's just going to turn back around on you. That's exactly what he does. And immediately he gets a reminder of what Cullen is all about. And
DeputyMoofin
Griffin goes
sends him
down
a postcard
again.
that says, remember me from the first game. So he's back. As Light just trying to make a little bit of a play in mid. Yeah, Muffin
And
is a
remember me
force
is
to be
exactly
reckoned
what
with.
all of Trash Pandas are saying right now as the ultimate comes back down onto concept, trying to find a good ultimate, something to get a little bit of damage off of. I feel like if that ultimate would have hit, knock silence into 3 would have just been immediate and probably death for concept. But it's not,
Definitely.
so just gonna go back to farming.
Yeah, again, that's what really I want to see from this Pteroductyls team is they have a Thanatos, let Thanatos do Thanatos things, but really try and get the farm up. You're really gonna, the Soul, the Hoyi, the Cerberus, late game, it's gonna be able to make plays. So get the farm in now, just get the levels in, get the item spot, and then you're gonna win late game team fights with this comp. Unless DeputyMoofin has anything to say about it, putting teams on notice with this Cullen.
Yeah, if he's doing this well this time around and playing as good as he has in this game and last game, I don't think very many teams are going to be letting him have it again.
Yeah, definitely. But you see, this could all change with the next patch. Freaky with that ult for Cullen getting pushed up to an 100-second cooldown, which is quite insane compared to every other nerf that happened for Arthur and stuff like that. The shield also getting cut in half as well. Really is going to affect him in that next patch.
Yeah, but we're looking at this patch right now as Brariv trying to find a stun, but is unable to hit that. Misses the root as well. Oh, good ultimate from Ziilla. Gonna keep him from getting thrown back into the soul, and he's gonna find a good pluck, but now they're gonna turn that damage back around. Good ultimate from the soul. Concept, what a guy. He's gonna find the damage enough and gonna take Ziilla down. Finally a kill in return.
Yeah,
And Griffin PM finds a kill on the solo lane onto the light. Gonna make up for the losses he had earlier.
yeah, Pteroductyls coming back a little bit from they didn't have the leads. Kind of similar what happened in the first game. One team had the lead, then lost it. Hopefully this isn't the same sign coming. I'd love to see a game 3, but I don't want to see a team throw away a lead in that kind of manner. Octee, we can see here freezing the wave, getting those little bit of extra XP, get a little good bit of gold over his opponent over here. Kind of stuff he needs to do after Cawky did win the lane in that last game. He does hit the stun though, diving in. Oh, might come down just for poke. Maybe just wants to get Cawky out of lane even more. Pushing
My
him more
goodness,
underneath
Gok.
on the
My
farm.
goodness, Octee. He was only there for a second. You don't have to do it to him.
Yeah, he was just stepping up. He just wants his wave, nothing more, I promise. As we see Ziilla here, kind of lurking around the jungle, losing out on XP though, as you do say, Freaky. You check where the support level is. The level is in Bariv's favor now. It's kind of Zilla's sitting here lurking around. Kind of does want a bit of it.
Oh, very good
He
steal
does
from
get the
him.
steal, which is great for Ziilla. Ults
He's gonna
out,
ult
a
out.
little bit of farm, going into his pocket. Maybe just wait for your support to get there next time, Octee. Blink does come out though, Ziilla, so the trade, I'm not really sure it's the most even, but then again, it's farm taken away from Octee when he is ahead at the moment. So it does
Ult and
kind of
Blink
line up.
gonna be though traded in hand for that. So it is gonna be purple buff down, purple buff stolen away, but I don't feel like he's feeling too bad after that. Blink and ult gonna be used just to escape. So I'm sure he's happy in some ways, but at the same time, nothing's more triggering than just losing your purple buff to a support.
Yeah, it's playing a little bit of the mental game coming there from Ziilla. It's annoying when you know you have the buff there, your teammates are there surrounding you. and you still lose the buff. You know, it's a little thing like that irk you, maybe make you judge into a wrong decision or judge into a wrong play or something like that. Maybe get you angry. You upgrade your 3 instead of your 2. Little things like that can be really really annoying and set you off.
Well, we're definitely going to see if that mental game comes into play over on the left side. But for now, it's been pretty quiet, other than him pushing Cocky out. We're still a pretty quiet lane since the early start of this. Pings do come out for the red buff though, and it looks like they're gonna they're gonna move over to the left. Excuse me. Looks like Gold Fury could be the objective that we're gonna start seeing some fights over. Cerberus gonna take a 2v1. Thanatos hovers around in the back. Not a huge fight though. We're just gonna go over here and take a look at solo lane.
Yeah, his rage form does come out from Muffin. Again, it's just kind of like control.
Oh!
Octee get a kill on the left. Light does go out, hits the stop.
Oh.
Griffin is absolutely removed from this planet.
Oh no, that was instant. Griffin, I mean, you found a way to get back in it for a second there, and then you just get rat ult knocks 2, and you're just gone, buddy.
Not much you can do. It's going to be really hard for that Thana
Oh,
to get
it was so close.
For that Thana to get that movement off when he can get stunned, when he can get knocked silence put on top of him, and that's where he's really going to struggle because he has to use that beads to get away. But he's went blink first, so he's not going to have that option. So he just has to sit there and take it. So we do see Light kind of a bit low. Brariv does smell blood a wee bit, maybe a bit too high. He needs to be a bit careful here. I think he is going toward the speed.
I think he's perfect in the perfect position that he needs to be in. Is this time Octee is gonna make sure the purple is his. Good one. Gonna make sure he confirms that buff. The XP is definitely going his way this time around.
Yeah, to the unfortunate Ziilla, unfortunately.
Now the blue buff invade's gonna come out as Sun Wukong's fighting a solo laner right now for it. Making their rotation very slowly over as Ashen Eclipse is Griffin's actually going to leave right now, and it's turning into a full-on fight as Iso Buffs is going to use the bull stance to get out, but a good silence and root, and he's deleted off the mat, but not without Griffin coming in, trying to deal some damage of his own, and Ashen Eclipse is still going to find another kill. No, he's not, but Griffin TM is going to go down to DeputyMoofin, but with all those members on that side of the map, mid and carry are going to find a quick and easy Gold Fury for their troubles to trade out some of that they lost. Pyromancer in return to Trash Pandas. Going to balance that gold lead out to about 500 in favor of Trash Pandas.
Yeah, definitely great fight. Again, poor Ice Steel Buffs getting caught. Just that knocks as he rounds the corner. Silence, root, can't do anything. Blown up. Can't use beads because don't have them. Can't use the ult, can't get anything really off, which is unfortunate. Whereas this Nox is really going to prosper. Not many junglers can get on top of Nox, especially with this lineup that Trash Pandas put on. If someone manages to get on top of Nox, it's a silence and a root. If you beat that, Zilla's just going to be there with a tail whip and a chase down and get you off him. There's nothing you can really do. It's where Ziilla, it's where, as we've seen, Ashen stays alive a good bit, and as this Nox, he is kind of really pushing the issue on it. So we do see Brariv do a little bit of aggression here. He did have the lead on Ziilla. Not going Thieves early on Cerberus can hurt you a wee bit, and that bit of tankiness. Maybe it shows why he's not be able to peel for Thanatos as much, or maybe get into those fights as deep as he wants. But the health advantage really is going to be in Zilla's favour here with that Thieves coming out. I do think, as a sport player, you need to build Thieves. If you don't build Thieves, you're trolling, as PBM once did say.
Yeah, I mean, Gauntlet of Thebes definitely is going to be your biggest source of defense, but I do kind of like the idea that Brariv has. He's got that Sunder online, so a little bit of prot shred, a little bit of damage done. It's an upgraded Sunder at that, so additional damage to targets on Sunder. But he's going for that Stone of Binding build where he's trying to help his entire team do more damage on top of that Sunder proc. So whoever he picks up in an ultimate, most likely they're going to catch that Sunder as well. Stone of Binding is going to proc off of that ultimate. Easily going to make it, whoever he picks up is going to die. As we look at the golden XP charts, huge swing in favor of Trash Pandas as somewhere on the map, Octee finds the kill into getting cocky, but not without Light finding his own kill onto Octee, actually. So a trade of both
Yeah,
carries.
an okay trade, I guess. Maybe Octee gets the full XP from the kill, while Anna only gets the assist. So kind of a little bit of a, hopefully maybe a gap opens up there. Again, Tran's still not stacked on Cocky. Only 31 stacks. He still has a good bit to go. Yeah, it's for Trash Pandas. It feels like the only real two people pushing the real issue are DeputyMoofin, just gonna half level up, and for Ashen. There needs to be a bit more coming out from Cocky. He did play really, really well last game, towards the end of the game. 9-3 and 9, great scoreline. But he just needs to find his groove this time. Maybe get Light over to that side of the map. Oh, you see Soul get plucked in here. Tail
Oh.
Whip knocks him out of the silence. But he is immune during that. Miss stun from Brariv. Nothing really comes out of this fight here. No relics traded either.
Uh, yeah, actually, Concept was able to get that 3 off the Disapparate off before he got plucked, so gets out of that knock silence very easily. As that Griffin is going to actually make a gank over into the dual lane, just like Light did, and he's going to find an easy kill on the getting cocky. Now, Ziilla going to be 1v1ing Brariv, but not for long. Ziilla knows he's not able to take that 1v1 so easily.
Yeah, I really do think it needs to be damage limitation mode for this ADC lane. Octee is going to really start pushing his lead. I think this is the second time that purple has been stolen, and it really needs to start stopping. Light really needs to put his foot down here and go, okay, I'm here. Stop coming to our side of the map, please.
And you
Because
can tell that it's had a huge effect on him as Octee, I should say, 2-2-1 and a full stack trans. And once he backs, he's most likely going to be able to finish whatever he's building that balanced blade into. Meanwhile, poor getting cocky, sent back to the base with no golden pocket, not able to finish that farm, not able to finish that balanced blade into whatever he wanted, and still only 38 stacks on trans, so he doesn't have the damage yet as a whiff from Concept.
a Soul Ult draws a circle or a semicircle around Nox, but Ratatosker does
Oh,
go
the
up,
pluck.
going over to Octee on the left here. There's two fights going on at once, but they know Soul Ult's down, so they don't really want to push the issue. But GettinCawky gets that big return kill on.
Huge.
Steal buffs is going very, very deep here. He's not trying to steal buffs, he's trying to steal Ashen's life, but he doesn't get very far. His Soul does try and save. Separate does come out, but it's not good enough. His DeputyMoofin is here. He stakes his claim. Dash onto a Griffin doesn't get far. Ult does come out. Can DeputyMoofin yeah, the kill under the Thanatos. Block from Ziilla is absolutely perfect. Great fight. DeputyMoofin changing that fight over to the left here. Steal buffs is somehow still alive, but running for his life. See here, just as we see here. I think the call is from Trash Pandas is to get this gold.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to let Ice Steel Buffs get away alive. No gray screen for him. But that's perfectly fine in their cases. They're going to get a Primal Fury for their troubles. So if anything, they should be thanking Buffs at this point. You know?
Yeah, they really should. Yeah,
Buffs
they should be.
chasing Buffs over into the left side of the jungle. They said, oh, yeah, hey, you can go over there. But thanks for bringing us to this beautiful set of gold for the entire team here. So no complaints from them. They don't really care about that kill. These guys are acting like they're not really sure about if they want to take Power Mance or not. They're acting a little scared, and Brariv takes too much poke from it, so now they have to let it go.
Yeah, I was going to
too
say a good
late.
response. The response is you should be getting Pyro in that situation. Obviously, a few too many Pteroductyls got wiped out, unfortunately. But then in this case again, they can't let Trash Pandas push the lead like they did last time. Freaky, it was just too much. As we do see Ratatosker go up, where he's holding his down, biting his chomp, and he does land on the Octee. Preemptive bait does come out. It's a win for Trash Pandas. Beads on Octee is going to be huge, especially if he doesn't get that jump off in time. The Muffin lockdown, the light can lock him down and get him rid of, especially against an Ox. Let's see what happens here. I do think Summer Kong ult was used there.
This is a hotly contested fight. Light will also use his ult, so no rat ult for this fight, as the Power Mance are getting looked at by both teams. causing a 5v5 on the right side of the map. This could be very interesting. If Pterodactyls actually find a good engagement here, they might just outright win this fight. But well, I say that, and then there's a level 17 Kakulin just staring you down, and it's not a very pretty sight. As thrown back is Brariv, and he's instantly deleted. Zilla's actually going to get credit for the last hit. Octee taking a boxing match with DeputyMoofin that's not going his way, but he's got the help of his mid laner in the back. TheLight going to be able to get that dash off to find his way out. Nox can't find the damage, and Octee and Concept get the job done as DeputyMoofin is going to fall. But here comes on her with the ult, with the impale beads and Aegis, but it's not going to be enough. Octee may not even be able to get out here. He's going to have to use the Aegis on the tail whip just to ensure his survival. What a play from the ADC of Trash Pandas.
Yeah,
to
definitely.
clean up
Great
that
discipline
kill.
coming from Ziilla there too. Not going to chase the Octee, so impale cockies and pale
Hold
people.
on, I have
now.
to talk about that. Can we just mention the fact that GettinCawky threaded the needle of his own pillar? My goodness. What an impale. If that's how this guy's playing on her, you do not let this man play on her. It's just all said and done right there.
Griffin does need to be careful here. Ratatosker does go up looking into the backline. Griffin is dead. Stunned. Hits the 2. Lights going a bit deep. Dives into the tower. Doesn't have base to get rid of it.
Oh,
He
no.
will take another tower shot and he will fall. But Griffin just escapes with his life. That back goes instantly. But Brariv might not escape with his. As I Steel Boss might just pick it up.
Oh,
But
the
Ash
cleanup.
does get the kills, the cleanup kill as well. Concept here trying to push the issue. Don't go too far, Concept, or else you will not like what you find with the DeputyMoofin stand right around the corner. I don't think they know he's there. They don't have. I don't think they have the vision. I think Muffin needs to get a skate, so he needs to get into
Oh,
this.
boy.
Soul ult does come down. Ashen's struggling. Ziilla, great pluck away. The Nox 2 almost acting like a wall, but I Steel Buffs is going for it. He needs this buffs. He wants to steal Ashen's life. Slow from and the scepter does come down. And it looks like Ziilla might struggle here. That does come down under Ziilla. It's great turn from Pteroductyls.
And
The
I
lead
don't know
is
what to say.
even now. That's straight.
Pyromancer goes down. Trash Pandas get it. Pteroductyls wait for respawn timers, re-engage, and one at a time with quite a few staggered respawn timers, manage to pull back almost an unofficial deicide and balance the game out.
Yeah,
Not
I feel
really
like
much
every time we
go
go on
off
the light
there.
here, he's in his ult. Every time we handled the light there, he's in his ult. But there's a fight coming out on the left.
Speaking of ults,
coming down. Octee just imagine.
Wow!
Letter of health.
Oh my! Brain exploding.
Lost for words as just
Yeah,
this is a perfect opportunity for
mind blown
Pteroductyls.
meme. That is me. Mind blown meme. Octee lives with literally couldn't have been less than 10 hit points. Ooh, I don't know how that happens. You dedicated a lot to that. And what look at Trash Panda's game at the 18-minute mark has turned into a Pteroductyls game in the matter of seconds. Wow.
Absolutely great play from Octee, living on an almost slither. It's obviously double digits healths, honestly.
This was
but
this
again,
was the play.
it's
Oh,
just,
sorry.
It's just about how Trash Pandas can respond from this pickup. Again, this double ADC comp is going to burn their objectives, so they need to get near it. Light needs to get up in that
I
tree
know.
and make his way dash towards it. As we see, Trash Pandas start edging in towards this fire here, but are they a bit too late? Rat does go up. Can he
Oh.
snap down? Waiting for it.
Danny went in the air. That was a good call on him. As the fight starts out, Isto Buffs is in the back line, finding pretty good damage on it, GettinCawky, but now he's the one that's hurt. Bull Stance is going to save him, and Concept's going to get a huge ultimate that's going to turn that fight into his. Good ultimate from Kakulin's going to stop the back line from dealing damage. Hui Ult's going to deal enough damage to the entire team that even though these low health bars are all over the map, on Pteroductyls, it's not going to matter as the chase begins. They're looking for Kakulin. A blink from Brariv is going to get the slow onto him. Lot of health still left to go. Jump's going to get him a little bit of distance. He's got to be raging anytime now. There's no way. He's not going to be able to get it off. It doesn't matter. His Concept's going to land that last auto attack. Meanwhile, the whole time that's going on, I Still Buffs is doing damage in the backline. Ziilla, the last man alive. He's juking, he's jiving, but he's finally going to fall. And the Fire Giant fight goes the way of Pteroductyls. and they're gonna take the fire giant now.
Yeah, definitely an absolute turnaround. Exactly what we see in the first game. Pteroductyls had the lead. Trash
I
Pandas
gotta
came
say
back.
it. These guys aren't going extinct this game.
They are definitely they're fighting for their survival. And Trash Pandas are scavenging scraps at this stage. Just what can they do? They're not. Nothing was ahead, but he's kind of getting blown up right now. Can the answer be attributed to that? Maybe go a
They're-
bit more defensive item, like an Oni's. Like I
I
think if
can't
you're going to be
narrow it down to
capable of
one. I can't narrow it down to just one item. What really seems to be the issue here is that the Trash Pandas did the salty run back, and it's almost like the Pteroductyls expected them to do so. And they drafted a somewhat similar comp to last game that has a little bit of a counter engage to it. They're trying to rely on the light using this Ratatasker ultimate as an engage tool, but it's not necessarily working for them because their main target of engagement in game one, if anyone was paying attention, was Griffin. What has Griffin been able to do in this game so far? Avoid the ultimate from light.
Yeah, also I'd like to point out the Nox needs to get a lot more into this game. We're not seeing them ults come out as much as they should. The silences, the roots aren't really hitting as much as they did in the early game. Ashen really needs to get his mage hat on and start really doing them numbers, as he is sitting around the 8800 mark and
Oh my
so is
goodness.
the 1300.
Hold on, we got to look at the backline here. Isto Buffs was almost able to 2v1 Ashen Eclipse down to half. And it looks like Isto Buffs hardly took any damage in that fight. Gold Fury, though, is going to take the swing over to Pteroductyls. And what was looking, if you'd have talked to me about at the 15-minute mark and said, oh man, what do you think? Who's going to win this game? I would have absolutely said Trash Pandas. They were looking a very dominant team right there for a minute. But now Trash Pandas have spiraled this game into a 8,500 gold difference in their favor
Yeah, I just don't think Muffin's
through
having this.
intelligent team fight.
I Still Buffs is doing a great job. He's not giving Muffins the same amount of room as he did last game. There's just a lot more damage being be able to pump on to Muffin. He was the real thing that swung the last game. Cawky really needs to get up and running here. Currently, Sport has more kills.
Oh, speaking of support, the ultimate's going to come out. Ziilla going to be the only one thrown back. Looks like he was just trying to find some relics there, and I think he got them. Beads going to be used on Nox. Ziilla did get thrown back, but I don't think he was too worried about it. What is Octee doing? Are you really going to 2v1 in mid? Okay. They're splitting up the map.
Come out there from
3-2.
Light as well.
Looks like they're not entirely sure where to go. As it's 5v5, finally going to be in the mid lane as the wave pushing up. It's a good blink ultimate from Moofin, but only for a matter of seconds. Onsel does keep Brariv from doing anything for a moment. Moofin taking quite a bit of damage, and here comes the OE ult. I can use words, I promise. Ultimate from Griffin TM. Gonna land onto somebody, but not really gonna find the kill. Now he's in trouble. Griffin TM gonna be the first to fall in this fight as the light finally able to find some use out of that ultimate, not using it as an engage tool. It's almost like he heard what I was saying.
Yeah,
But I'm
this
sure
has
that's not the
first
case.
as Trash Pandas are bearing down on the
Oh, what a pluck!
here. Stella has hit the pluck, and it does seem like Brariv will cease to exist now, as Octee does try to make things here. Pteroductyls need to be really careful here. If Trash Pandas keep on carrying on here, as the stun does hit perfectly on the concept, but Light concept responds by taking half a Light's health bar with one ability, which is very fair. If anyone, the viewers would like to know, if you hit Soul 2, half of most gods' health bars will disappear.
And it's exactly what I was saying earlier. And it's such a great adjustment. You know, I make jokes. I'm sure that's not really the case, but the light makes a perfect adjustment in this game. He's not using his ultimate as an engage tool. He actually uses it as a secondary engage tool or a cleanup tool. He comes in after the initial fight start. Cullen comes in. He uses his ultimate, gets everyone to look at him for a second. You know, hey, me, big meat wall, come fight me. And that's exactly what Trash Pandas does there. Or, I mean, Pteroductyls does there. Just
Yeah,
looks at
definitely.
the Cullen and goes in. And what does that do? Gives Ratatasker the perfect time to initiate. Thor or Thanatos already hits the ground, and as soon as he does, doesn't find any use out of his ultimate and gets jumped on by Rat. Griffin TM first to fall in that fight. And what happens after that? Just nothing but cleanup. But as we talk
Still
about that,
needs to be careful here
yeah,
as Woodcongle does come out.
he's gonna have to back
He
here with
forced the
Fire
back.
Giant coming up too. This is not a good look for Pteroductyls right now.
Just waiting here, just kind of that awkward phase where you just stare at each other 5v5, waiting for one of you to either make a mistake or one person to make the perfect engage.
Yeah, trying to find something here. Both of these teams playing it very safe right now. Trash Pandas, this is set. This is a game set for them if they win this. Pteroductyls trying to take this to a game 3, trying to confirm that game 3 situation. Isto Buffs did finally make it back, and then they're trying to find some poke here. They're just trying to poke each other out, trying to see if there's any openings, any picks that they can have. But fire minions are going to finally start pouring down in the mid lane, and someone has to go back for it. Up on the map, GettinCawky is going to pop up in the mid, and that's exactly when Pteroductyls are going to make their move. No contest from Trash Pandas, as the zone from Isto Buffs is going to be just enough to keep
Still
them
forced to
out.
use ult on the retreat, but it does seem like the
Oh,
Pteroductyls
the
are going to use
aggressive
that as their
dash in.
sign to go forward.
Oh,
Ziilla
what an
caught
ult.
no man's land. Octee does seem
Oh.
Nox ult does come out as well. Does seem like Pteroductyls are going to go for the throat here. Trash Pandas. Light does go up in the ult though. If he can hit a big ult here, hopefully that will change the direction of this fight. Big throw up, Radical ult does come down. I still buffs is no more. Muffin's here. He's hopefully as tanky as he was in the first game. What an ult. GettinCawky managed to get one more, and it's a really, really good defense from the Trash Pandas. But Pteroductyls look like they're coming back for seconds here. With Concept still alive, they can easily take this Phoenix. It just depends how much they can get off. Muffin does transform at a very bad time. Trying to bait something with that. Concept.
They are looking for
Needs
this
to be a bit
3v3.
careful here.
They think they have the capability because their ADC, their mid laner is still alive. And they are going to finally find that right Phoenix just as mid Phoenix was about to spawn. Griffin, gonna move up real far. Not enough damage to get the kill. They are not going to be able to get mid Phoenix though. Minions will not be able to finish that off. But great decision from Pteroductyls to just say, hey, the 3v3, and we have Fire Giant, so it's our advantage, not theirs. Continues to take down that tower with the use of their mid laner Concept piloting the Soul. Not a bad choice.
The Mannequin's Hidden Blade coming out here from Soul is a really, really interesting option. With that Disapparate, it's going to take 20% of your health as physical damage, so physical protections do mitigate it a wee bit, but it still will take a good chunk of your health away. That's where maybe people like Muffin and Ziilla are struggling against this, is because they're getting hit with Exasperate, which they can tank usually, but to have 20%, say they have with their physical pods as well, 15% of your health taken away for just getting hit with basically a basic attack is not fun. It really does make that survivability.
As a matter of fact,
really
production. Since he's bringing that up, can we get a quick look at that item? Can we hover Mannequin's Mace real quick? Or Mannequin's Hidden Blade? Yep. So 90 magical, 60 physical. So and with a little bit of protections on top, just to give them a little bit of tankiness, and just straight up damage reduction. But the main thing we're looking at here is the reason why Thanatos and Soul are building this item. That's the passive here. If you have not taken or dealt damage in the last 5 seconds, and you hit an enemy god, jungle monster, jungle boss, they immediately take 20% of their current health as physical damage. 20% is quite a bit, and health-based damage is health-based. And they're also slowed. Reason this is great, Thanatos, his scythe, his death scythe, that has a slow on it, and add more slow power to that. Not to mention 20% health. Guess what? Death scythe, also health-based damage, also ultimate damage if he doesn't actually land it for execute. Lots of reasons to build this item on both of these gods, in my opinion. Soul doesn't have any health-based damage in the kit, but why not deal health-based damage as a mid laner? I've done my own playtesting with this item, and it honestly just feels great on a lot of mid laners right now, and I do think we're going to start seeing a little bit more of this item as there's the power of the item right there. Look at how much damage he took. He's in no position to stay in this fight. Beads and Aegis are going to come out. Little bit of damage on the back, but Bluestone's not going to be enough. And mid is going to fall. Pteroductyls are in the position to win this game when only about 15 minutes ago they were looking like they were about to take the L.
Yeah, and I think that the main thing for Ducktales here is they just need to be careful. Fire Giant is about to tick off them as it just does there as I speak. So Siege in this left Phoenix might be a bit more difficult. I'd like to see a lot more wards just get set around this Fire Giant. Make sure it doesn't get stolen. Make sure it doesn't get, bursted down. There's the potential from Trash Pandas to burst the objective down. It still is there, but it's just. They're still looking to go to Siege vs Phoenix. It's going to be very, very interesting here. So it does. It's his ass in his face.
Please tell me you saw that. 207 off of Mannequin's Mace alone on that, on Ziilla.
Yeah. Again, Still loves trying to get a bit of space. Muffin does go in. Octee waiting. It's a great
no.
He waited. He just didn't have anything. The backline is unprotected here.
And a horrible misplay. Sorry, go ahead.
Have absolutely turned around the Pteroductyls, and it looks like it, unfortunately, Freaky. If Buffs dies here, then it might be back to the Jurassic period for these Pteroductyls, to be honest. They had this lead, they had this fire. The right Phoenix doesn't go down. Ashen Eclipse wasn't even in that fight, and 4 people on Pteroductyls got wiped. That is unbelievable. The communication obviously just wasn't there. Power Pot's still on Griffin, just not even used. EFG,
it all happened so fast.
If you would have asked me 3 to 4 minutes ago who's winning this game, I'd have told you Pteroductyls. They have fire, they have everything, they have all the pressure.
Whoa, we're jumping a little too far into conclusions here. There's still 4 towers left up for Pteroductyls. Fire Giant is going to go down, so those towers are going to eventually go down. Just due to the fact that, Enhanced Fire Giant, we don't care about your buffs. Pings are coming out probably on the side of Pteroductyls, trying to figure out what went wrong there. I feel like there's not even a way to break down that last fight, unfortunately. It all happened so fast, I wasn't actually able to tell what happened. As they're going to start going over to this Gold Fury, I think they're going to look for the neutral objective, but they just realize that the respawn on it is actually really long. So they're all going to back and reset on a ward, mind you, so they at least know that Ratatask back there. So, oh no, wait, that was their ward. I'm lying. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I would say, figure what happened that last fight, like really, really swung a fight. Muffin into that backline, ulted, swung everyone up, and then Octee went up waiting for the rattle, and he just didn't have it was literally a second difference. As soon as Octee lands, lights straight on top of him, burning beads, and the backline and the front line of Pteroductyls are just so, I don't know if they're just sending smoke signals to each other. They're always so far away from each other. There's just no way for the backline of Pteroductyls to really get that damage off. Yeah, they're getting the damage off in the previous fights, but in these sieges, they're just not having fun at all. They're just not getting anywhere.
Well, it was only really that one siege that seemed to go poorly for them. They were able to get the siege over on left, or in the mid, easily sieged in right, and then suddenly they all go left. They're waiting on Fire Giant to spawn. They want to get a little bit more, so they get a little greedy and they start pushing down left Phoenix. And it's out of nowhere. Trash Pandas just have all the answers. But here comes the defense, and I feel like Pteroductyls have a much better defensive comp here than they did last game. Nox, though, going to find quite a bit of damage. Ultimate comes out from Cerberus. Ziilla, though, is going to be the only one that gets thrown back, and here comes Ratatasker with a beautiful ultimate concept. Going to finally go down as Ashen Eclipse also finds his own kill. Here comes the Hoyi ultimate, just a little bit of zoning, trying to back them off. The only ultimate left is on the only person who is not on the map right now, as they start looking at mid-Phoenix right now, trying to find something as Ziilla going to be able to get away from that Hoyi, one. Can't remember what that's called. But it doesn't matter, because they're going to start stripping down the rest of these tier 2s as the left side Phoenix finally does fall. Only waves on left are going to take Octee's attention away from the rest of the map.
Yeah, Griffin and Still Buffs need to be careful here. I wouldn't even bother defending this tier 2. Honestly, it might just be let them have the bird. Just try not to lose the game with this EFG on this team. Again, EFG gives DeputyMoofin so much room to play with the sustain, with the power that it gives. It's just really, really going to help. As we do see, Still Buff goes in, hits the 2. Brariv.
Good job from Still Buffs.
Up again. Goes up, forced to use the ult.
So I don't know if anyone noticed there. He is forced to use the ult, yes. The reason that this siege works for them, Ice still buffs, immediately blinks in once he recognizes that his support gets plucked back. So the silence bubble does come down onto Brariv. But the reason he survives so easily there is mainly only because Ice still buffs, gets into the backline, and does not let Ashen Eclipse precast. He makes Ashen have to back off, makes the support have to turn and peel for his backline because there's a solo laner on him. Brariv gets out of that fight mostly unscathed, only his pride's hurt because he gets plucked by Sobek, and no one likes that feeling, and saves that left Phoenix. That siege single-handedly goes the way of Pteroductyls just because of him right there. Beautiful play from My Still Buffs. Way to go, guy.
Yeah, awesome play. Just recognizing this, there's space to be had, there's space to be taken. It's always good when, especially if you are behind in the case here, with the FG buff, bearing down on them there. It's good to see that they're still fighting Pteroductyls and they're still, they really want to get ahead here. They actually have a small gold lead, but I just don't think they have the pressure around this goal. If I was to say to you right now, Freaky, what do you think's going to happen in this? How do you think this later stage of the game is going to play out?
I mean, you can't go much later than it already is. Everyone's full built. Mannequin. Starter items are all upgraded. Boots are starting to disappear. As a matter of fact, I don't see a single pair of boots on the map. Yeah, this is this is what you call ultra late game. And this is the point of the game where one death spells the end. So if Brariv dies here, this is game. Weird distance on that jump. I feel like he could have jumped further, but it doesn't matter because he's alive. And actually,
Yeah,
they're doing something really
constantly
smart here. They're sending Concept to kind of do some split pushing while these guys hover around this EFG. They're splitting themselves up enough so they can't get caught in a massive massive group ultimate, but now they're going to start grouping to actually fight this. Waves are pushed up in mid. Right's a little pushed up for Trash Pandas, though, so there's going to be some wave management that needs to be done here. They want to make sure they get this cleanly. I like the way they're spreading themselves out, though. They're really trying to make sure that this Ratatasker doesn't get some massive ultimate that's going to cost them the fight. They're starting to realize where these issues are starting to break down as Ice still buffs. Going to have to burn beads there. But I think he's okay with that as he blinks into the backline. Ashen Eclipse is the target. It's good pluck, I think. Pluck? No, he did not pluck. Ziilla did not pluck. I'm just crazy. And Ice still buffs is going to walk away. No problem.
Again, the minions bearing down this left-hand side Phoenix. It looks like it will go down. Someone needs to back to stop these fire minions pouring in. But it does seem like they are going to pour in, and Pteroductyls have nothing to do about it, as we do see Ice Buffs chasing on the right. Does get a wee bit poked out.
He's trying so hard to make something happen for his team. He's trying to find a way in. Concept's going to get caught. Here comes the ultimate from Cerberus, and he actually is able to pick up someone other than the Sobek. Istobuff's going to have to go into the air. He took a lot of damage. He's going to dive right onto Ashen Eclipse. I think an Aegis came out, and he does find the kill on Ashen Eclipse. But over in the back line of the Pteroductyls, it's Octee that's in trouble. But not for long, as DeputyMoofin is going to fall. Thanatos comes in. He's going to try to clean up Light, but the dash is going to come out, and it's a beautiful stun that's going to turn that kill completely around for him. Concept's not even trying to fight anymore. Cawky, though, going to try and find Brariv, and Concept's going to get caught trying to lazy back. Now he's the one that's in trouble. Aegis comes out from GettinCawky. It's a 2v2. Brariv not involved. Concept going to get plucked away. Cawky considering engaging. He changes his mind, but this is the mainly important thing that no one noticed. Game is over. Pteroductyls. They're gonna lose the game. I'm sorry. Trash Pandas take game and set with minions.
With minions. With love from minions.
The whole time that fight's going on, these guys don't even care. They're making this long, drawn-out fight. That's the reason On Her goes for the backstop. But
yeah,
and it's the play that wins them the game. GettinCawky didn't pop off the way he did last game, 4-6 and 6, but that doesn't matter. Because without him making that play, it's over. That game is 100% not over. We're still watching this game, but GettinCawky is able to get that off. Doesn't care about the fact that he took a ton of damage in the process. He gets the back off, or he keeps the back off, and wins them the game.
Definitely
but shout out
really
to
good performance. Sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. Yeah, go ahead.
Really sorry, really good performance from Trash Pandas in both them games. They were behind in both games at some point. Grinding back into games is what's going to win you games in this league. The ability they were so behind from Pteroductyls, and the ability to grind back into this game and just somehow sneak a win when honestly at some stages of that game it looked like Ptero were ready to just roll them over and take it to a game 3 and to grind it out just to get real dirty and manage to get it finished in game 2 is just going to really boost their confidence through the roof. But unfortunately, do the opposite for the Pteroductyls.
Yeah, Pteroductyls, though, in my opinion, played a great game. Everyone looked great today. Just a little bit of cleaning up, man. I think they had a really good idea. Their team comp looked great. They played well. I mean, I didn't see any amount of slackers. And this is not often that I say this, but in my opinion, it's not often that I award this, but in my opinion, MVP 100% goes to I Still Buffs this game. His decision making in a lot of this game is what kept this late game alive for them. I mean, everyone had some great plays in there, but I mean, scoreline aside, if Buffs did not do some of the things he did in that game, it wouldn't have gone as long as it did. So shout outs to him. That's my MVP for the day. You know,
Definitely.
DeputyMoofin
If I was
definitely in game one.
yeah, if I was to, I'm gonna go for the other solo laner. Both solo laners played really good. I think Brariv played solo in the first game was very
Yes,
good as
sir.
well. But DeputyMoofin, man, that first game performance was honestly incredible. He did it a little bit, was a bit mitigated this game, but still put in the numbers. And again, I still Buffs put up a lot bigger fight, but in that first game, it just shows how scary DeputyMoofin is.
Yeah. And with that, I'm gonna have to go ahead and go ahead and start our closing words here. It's been a wonderful game to cast. Quick 2-0 once again for those who didn't, those who missed it, going into the way of Trash Pandas Thor division. So congratulations to them for picking up a good, quick win today. Going to carry that 1-0 into the set going into not next week, the week after. We're not going to be playing next week. We're going to be having that week off for it's Father's Day, right? Yeah, it's Father's Day. So go spend time with your fathers. Go spend time with your family. Oh, just kidding. It's 4th of July. I'm a fool. Father's Day was
It's
last
right.
weekend. I'm a week back, everybody. I am not keeping up. This is what lack of sleep does to people. So enjoy your 4th of July, not your Father's Day. I hope you enjoyed your Father's Day in the past. Watch those fireworks. And for those not in the United States, just enjoy your day. And with that being said, everyone have a good night. And see you next time.
Adios.